Okay, so we'll begin. So Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So welcome to our regular Thursday sesh. Um, I thought maybe I'll start off with just what was prompted. You know, everyone meditating, and then someone walking in and robbing you. It is said that there's just a story, and I don't know whether it's a true story or untrue story, but there's a legend that or a historical narrative that connected Buddha in Bihar with the Sikh Guru Gobind Singh Ji in that part of the world as well, in India. Right? So it is said that where Buddha dropped the sword, Guru Gobind Singh Ji picked up the sword, right? Or that's what it said. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm simply just relating a narrative um, shared with me by Professor Kohli. Anyway, so this is like back in the 90s. But what's interesting is this, that there's a story that's the backdrop of that. And the story is something like this. It is said, when Buddha finished his teachings and he left the world and his disciples were teaching, etc., etc. Along the way, few, 1,500 years later, um, there were two brothers who were meditating. And they got into this really kind of nice, deep space, very deep space. And it is said that some robbers came by and they hacked one of them. They damaged him up, they cut him up. While the other one was also in meditating. So when he got up, his brother was injured, and therefore he called out to Buddha. And he said, "How can you give us this, but not give us the protection?" Yeah, not give us the protection. And again, remember that the Buddhist worldview is trust nothing until you see it for yourself, until you do it for yourself. And so it's said that the evolution of the mystic carrying a rosary in one hand and a sword in the other is the origin is because of that. That for a true mystic, for a true individual, for a true sovereign human being, it's important for you to know you can protect yourself. It's very, very important. So we've seen this awful attack taking place against some innocent guy in London. And yes, you can connect it to religions and you can connect it to all these differences. But the general understanding is just two belief systems. Yeah. Blame one for the other. And somehow by perpetrating violence upon one, you may relieve the violence that's going on in the Middle East or something. It's like, and if you look at it, the whole equation seems to be, it doesn't make sense. It's nonsensical. And there is all this hullabaloo on how to tackle this and more money and more police and stuff like that. But the reality, don't you think that the simplest understanding is for people to begin to understand their worldviews and recognize they have thoughts, but they are not their thoughts. Yeah, this de-radicalization process that they're trying to do, you can only create, rather than being a sinner, I'll become a saint, right? But the point is, I'm still believing the nonsense I tell myself. Yeah, there are plenty saints that do heinous things, as we well know in most of the organized religions. But at the same time, what I'm trying to suggest is that perhaps the model that they need to develop moving forward, and maybe it should be copywritten Daft Panasar, is one which allows individuals to recognize that they have the content of their minds as whatever story that they get into or the situation they get into. For example, you are dropped into a particular situation. Yes, that mind is very useful, that story is very useful, narrative is very useful. The problem arises when you begin to believe it. And once you begin to believe it, and remember, you can have two stories or multiple stories. And the true stories is where most people have this internal conflict. which is there's the goody two shoes on one side, and there's the other one who's done something heinous according to the other side, and there is always this conflict in between. And if you have an internal conflict, you will never find peace. You can't. So, moving forward, I think what I want to suggest is first to realize that the violence that we have outside is simply the violence that's going on within you. It's no different. It's just an extension of it. Rather than hating yourself, you need to find someone else to hate. Yeah, yeah, that's all it is. So rather than integrating your inner space, first realizing, yeah, I'm the saint and the sinner, but realize I'm neither. I'm neither. I can choose to be this and I can choose to be that. Rather than trying to push a round peg into a square hole, no, you will think like this. You will be de radicalized. You will be de radicalized. You can't. My master's degree was on radicalization. How these people are radicalized within the religious worldview. It's very easy. It's very, very easy. So, unless you understand that inner dynamic, how the mind works, how the egoic construct is developed, and then how one believes it, and then more importantly, to see it and to recognize it, then really all we're doing is just taking one thing from this side, putting it on this side, one thing from this side, putting it on this side. Sooner or later, it's going to come out. Sooner or later, because you're not addressing the problem. Not addressing the problem. So we as human beings have now arrived at a situation where so much of our life is now dynamic and very disrupted. There is no peace anywhere. See around you, whether it's personal, interpersonal, intrapersonal, whichever way it is, you will find there's a lot of questioning, disruption, instability, and events that you may consider shocking. Yeah, and not just external events, but things that you may be undergoing yourself in terms of just personal circumstances. All of this is a shake-up. When things shake up, look, let me explain it this way. Say you're carrying a cup of, I don't know, a cup of tea for argument's sake, and I bump into you. What is the likely consequence of that? That you will spill the tea, will it not? And if you were carrying a glass of, I don't know, coconut juice, and the same happened, what would happen? You would spill the coconut juice. The same is true for us. Whatever we have inside us, when we are shaken, whatever's inside us comes through. It just comes through. So if it's coconut, you're a bit cool, then that comes through. If you've got, acrid coffee that's rancid now because it's been there for days, that's going to come out. No, the same is true for us. So rather than going into belief systems and we got to try and get this group of people to think like this and this group of people to think like that, I think it's much easier to just provide the basic education where people are able to see their own dysfunction rather than enable others to see the dysfunction. So, what is dysfunction? Dysfunction is when we get caught up in a situation or a story and we think this is the end of the world or this must be true. It's the dysfunction is not knowing how to handle yourself in that situation. Dysfunction is not realizing that you are not functioning well, which is where the whole ego trips come in. Yeah. So I just thought I wanted to just share this that look, what you're seeing around you is the internal space. However, what I will leave you with this is that as we go into the summer months, this stuff ain't going to calm down. It's not going to calm down. It's just the way it is, right? Yeah, you've got ego trippers on all sides. Yeah, and they are going to execute their plans, whatever their plans are. But maybe I should ask you the question: can anything ever be wrong or incorrect? Everything. The question I'm asking is: does everything that happens does it need to happen exactly as it's happening? Everything that happens, does it need to happen exactly as it's happening? Or should it happen some better way that you know? Just a question, just a question out there. And I'd like to put you into a understanding before you answer that question. Okay. And that is this, that if you actually get to know what you are or what you're about, you will realize that you're an exchange ecosystem that is always happening in the present moment, and it's got nothing to do with you. So your cells are constantly changing, right? Replicating, dying constantly. 6 weeks for your eyes to be totally changed, yeah, or 14 weeks for your gut to be changed. So everything in your body is shed and renewed, shed and renewed. That's the physical. The liquid in your body that you have normally just stays there for about 2 days. It has to be replenished. That ain't yours either. So you and I are built out of these five elements: solid, liquid. Then there is the fire bit inside you, your digestion. Are you digesting your food? Are you making your heart beat? Are you making your blood flow? And you realize, no, the system is working by itself. So let's call fire energy. Yeah? It's energy. Without energy, there's no movement. Then we come to the breath, the gas that keeps us alive. At the same time, removes toxins or removes the other stuff. Is that in your control? Is that you? And you'll say, no, that too is kind of an ecosystem that's working by itself. And the space that you occupy, you didn't come up with it. You happen to be just kind of growing in it. Yeah. And all the space within you. So when you look at it in those very simple ways, you will realize you're embedded in the moment of now, and the moment of now is moving as it needs to move, exactly as it wants to move, exactly as it wants to move. So, can anything be done that shouldn't be done? That's the question. Yeah? Can anything be incorrect? Can anything be that this is not the way it should be? And when you look at the bigger picture, you will realize it is the way it is. You may not agree with it, but it is the way it is. You may not consent to it, but it is the way it is. This is the other part of human understanding that is now starting to emerge. What can you do to bring peace out there? Just going from bad to worse. All you can do is bring peace within yourself. And that, if you can achieve that, that's enough. Forget the world, let it go where it needs to go. So we are now in this place where one, we recognize what's going on outside is a reflection of what's going on within us. Two, by bringing peace within ourselves, we can actually make a shift outside. Whatever happens in the outside is the way it's going to happen, irrespective. Don't lose sleep over it. Why? Because you're embedded in the present moment. You can never be anywhere but the present moment, whether you're breathing or not. You're still going to be in the present moment. That's what it means to be eternally here and now. So don't fight it. See it for what it is. It's a show. Get yourself some popcorn and just watch the fools burn each other down while you sit there and thinking, well, I'll try to tell you, but what can I do now? Yeah. Okay, shall we go into our meditation? So, as usual, our meditation, we always begin with our posture. Pull your shoulders back and close your eyes and just tuck your chin in slightly. Notice that your shoulders are relaxed. Not hunched. And as you draw your next breath in, you're going to just notice how the body is. Becoming aware of your body first, as best as you can. And then notice if there's any discomfort in the body. Notice your posture. If you need to adjust it so you're comfortable, relaxed, and your intention is simply to focus on yourself for the next few minutes. Nothing else matters. It's not about getting into a state of relaxation, it's just focusing on oneself. And to do this, we're going to notice what's going on with us right now. So if you bring your focus towards your eyes, notice the darkness or the back of your eyelids. What's happening with you right now? Not what you're thinking, but what your experience is. So the experience of being aware of what's behind your eyes, awareness. Next, you're going to bring your focus towards your ears, and now we're going to notice what's going on around us. And the way we do this is simply begin to listen. We're not listening for a particular sound, trying to work anything out. Simply becoming aware of any noise that's around you. Allow it to come to you, acting like a receiver. And now, if you bring your focus beneath your nose, begin to watch the breath. Notice all this is going on with you right now. The breath breathing by itself. Notice how the breath moves in and the breath moves out. If you find you started thinking or distracted, notice the distraction, come back to your breath. And next, you're going to move your focus within your mouth. Notice the sensations. Notice your tongue. Allow it to soften. Notice your jaw. Allow your jaw to soften. And then as you breathe out, allow your face to relax, moving your focus above your head. Imagining your hula hoop coming down, scanning your body for sensations. Remember, your intention is to look at what's going on with you right now. So slowly bring this hula hoop down, scanning your body from the top of your head all the way down to your feet. And then as you draw your next breath in, you become aware of your body as best as you can. And again, you're just going to do a quick scan. Notice how the physical body feels now. Is there anything that draws your focus? A pain, a tightness, an itch, an ache? And then noticing that where you're focused, bringing your focus to where your body makes contact with your seat. And then from those sensations within your body, bring your focus upwards, becoming aware of your hips. And then gently moving down your thighs towards your knees. So these meditations are about changing your state of consciousness. And then moving from your knees down to your ankles. Your feet. And then bringing your focus to the soles of your feet. Next breath in, once again, coming back to your seat. And this time allow it to hold you. So you can allow your body to soften a bit, held by the seat beneath you. And then notice that the back is straight and upright. And you're going to gently bring your focus from your lower back to the middle back. From your middle back, you move up towards the shoulder blades, scanning for sensations. Notice your shoulders. See if you can soften them. And then moving from your shoulders down to your elbows. From your elbows to your wrists. notice the palms of your hands. And then bringing your focus towards your eyes. Once again, notice the darkness. Awareness becoming aware of itself. And then as you breathe out, you allow your eyes to soften, moving your focus towards your mouth. Your jaw, allow your jaw to soften. And then as you breathe out, your face softens and relaxes. Next breath in, once again, becoming aware of your body as best as you can, having given it a thorough body scan. And now notice the body. Notice if there's anything that draws your focus. And then when you're ready, bring your focus beneath your nose and begin to watch your breath. Notice how the breath is breathing. Not trying to change it, simply watching it. Does it seem fast or does it seem slow? Is it flowing freely or are you trying to manipulate? Letting go. Notice that the breath has a start and an end as it comes in. The breath has a start and an end as it goes out. See if you can notice that. Stay with your breath. And now notice if the breath feels cool or does it seem warm. Notice how you're breathing now. Stay with your breath. Does your breath have a sound? On your next breath in, bringing your focus to your inner space. Now that the body is settled, the mind is settled and calm, we look within ourselves. How are we feeling? Is there something dominant on the mind? And then bringing our focus to our body, holding it at our chest, and begin to watch how the chest moves in rhythm with your breath. Hold your focus on your chest. Notice the changes as the breath moves in, the breath moves out. The subtle sensations around your ribs, how they change. And when you're ready, you're going to draw your focus a bit deeper into yourself, right where your heart is. And you're going to hold it there as best as you can. Holding it. And as you hold your focus there, you begin to notice how you're feeling right now. Is there a sense of peace, settledness, comfort, pleasantness? Or does this moment seem unsettled, unpleasant? How do you feel within yourself right this moment? Does it feel peaceful, silent, still, or is it noisy, irritable? This peace, this calmness doesn't come from outside. It's who you are. It's what you are. Beyond the thoughts, beyond the sensations, beyond the emotions. If it feels peaceful, focus on the peace. See how deep it can go. And then on your next breath out, You're going to simply open your focus to all the sounds around you, noticing that the same peace within you exists all around you, allowing the bell to take you deep into this space. Listening, allowing all sounds to exist within the silence. Once again, no commentary, simply listening, allowing the sounds to come to you. Again, notice your experience while all the chaos goes around you. Notice the silence within, gently bringing your focus beneath your nose, and once again sitting with your breath in silence. Notice how you're breathing now. That's all the breath the body needs. Notice if the thoughts have calmed down. emotionally regulated, nervous system finding its optimum space. And as you breathe out, you expand your focus to include your whole body once again, noticing anything that draws your focus, any discomfort, pain, ache, tightness. Notice how the body feels. And then bringing your focus to the seat you're on. And we're going to slowly bring our awareness back into the body. Notice the sensations where the seat makes contact with you. From those sensations, move your focus up towards your hips, moving down your thighs towards your knees, and then down your legs towards your ankles, arriving at your feet, and then moving to the soles of your feet. Next breath in, bring your focus back to the seat you're on. Again, noticing that the seat holds you in place, that your back is straight, it's upright, pain-free. Your shoulders, your arms, your hands are comfortable, they're relaxed. Your eyes are still closed, your mouth is still closed, and your face is relaxed, bringing your focus beneath your nose again. And now, as the breath moves in, you sense your body. As the breath moves out, you sense your body. Breathing in, you feel calm, peaceful. Breathing out, you feel calm, peaceful. Once again, taking a moment to just acknowledge where you are within yourself now. Still, settled, regulated, nervous system calmed down. When you hear the next bell, you're going to draw some slow, deep breaths in, and in your own good time, gently opening your eyes.